Good morning, students. In the last lecture that we have discussed note making and summary writing. Only its introduction that we have seen that what is the format of note making, what is the format of summary writing, what is the purpose, what is the necessity to make notes here, what are the points that we should include in note making, what are the points that we should not include, what are the points we should do, what are the points we should it means we can't do there, we can't mention there. So all these things that we have seen. So in this lecture here, that I would like to explain note making in detail with example, and with the same thing that you will write in the paper. So now without examples, not possible to clear the idea here. So now, as I told you in question number 2 of your question paper, the question comprises into sub questions here, A and B. So question A for note making and question B for summary writing in question number 2. So this question note making, the passage, I told you that before note making that you read the passage thoroughly in detail, that you read the passage, and while reading the passage you can do one thing. While reading the passage you can underline the main points. You can underline the main points because if you think that I will go ahead with the paragraphs, so it is not possible, because that passage that definitely it would be depend on one idea or one concept there. So without reading the whole passage, the content, so we cannot come with the conclusion that this is what the theme or all these things. No. So before starting, read the whole passage and then you will come to know that what is the central idea of this passage. So then, for example, as I told you that if the question carries 4 marks, 1 plus 2 plus 1, this is what the analysis of the marks is given, and that 1 mark is for the title, right? Your title, this title is for the whole passage you are giving, and it is possible to find out the title, to come to the conclusion of the title, it is possible only after reading the passage, after understanding it is possible there. So then, for example, the passage is based on unemployment. So I told you that for a heading, for title, do not use single word, only one word, don't use. So at least 2 or 3 words. For example, unemployment. So unemployment, a serious problem. So it's such a title that you can use. For example, global warming, a threat. Same case in the deforestation, same case in the child labor, same case in the in obesity there. It depends on the nature of the content. So that is why I mean to say that at least 2 or 3 words should be used for heading, right? So then, now our note making, I told you that sentences are strictly prohibited. We cannot use the full sentence here, subject, verb, object. We cannot use this structure here and try to avoid the helping verbs. So then, now, see now, this is what our heading, unemployment, a serious problem. So now, after that, coming to the main points here. What are the main points? For example, here, main points. This is point number 1. For example, this is your margin. The margin of your notebook or your answer sheet here. So do not give the numbering. Don't use the numbering inside the margin. So outside the margin that you can give the numbering here. You understand what I mean to say? That the numbers which you are giving, for example, this is 1. These are the numbers here. So the numbers which you are using here, that do not use inside the margin, outside the margin. After leaving some specific gap here, space. See now, this is what the margin, for example, here. This is what the line. Inside, this is the space, and this is what then I would say. So then after margin this line, margin, that leaves some space and then start numbering here. So then, so as I told you that the passage definitely it will be based on one idea, one concept here. For example, unemployment, this is the main problem, the passage is there. So then, and now we can divide the passage into different main points, sub points and sub points. So then heading is different for the whole passage, and after that main points, sub points, sub points. But before that you have to make write the points in rough here. Make the rough points there. Logical sequence that you need to make here. First of all, prepare the rough points, make the rough notes there, and after that use the points in a logical proper sequence here. So for example, if you talk about the unemployment there, so for example, what are the reasons or the consequences of unemployment? This is the main point. For example, consequences of unemployment. What are the consequences, results? It results in poverty, low moral, high crime rate, and discontent. Right? So these are the consequences. So this it becomes main point. For example, consequences of unemployment, and these are the sub points. What are the sub points? This: poverty, low moral, high crime rate, and discontent. And one more thing. Here we need to make the difference here. Whenever you are writing main points, for example, consequences of unemployment here that you are writing main points. This is the line of main points. Don't draw the lines only for understanding that I have done here. Don't do it. So then I mean to say that you need to make it proper sequence here. That the main point should be written in the same sequence here. It means in the same line. In the same sequence it should be written here. These are the main points. This is first, this is second, and this one is third. These are the main points. So it should be written in one row, one line, one sequence that it should be written here. This is what main points. What are the main points? Consequences of unemployment, causes of unemployment, and remedies, role of government. These are the main points. And these are the sub points. If you have written main points here, then after leaving some space, then start your sub points. Why we should write in this way there? Because it should feel to the examiner. We should understand that this is the main point. Separately main points are given. Separately, for example, the sub points are given here, or the sub points are given here. So that is why, to understand the things clearly, that what is the main point, sub points, sub points. So that is why this kind of the classification is done here. So then, so these are the sub points here, right? So then, once again, second main point, causes of unemployment, and under the heading of this one, causes of unemployment, then once again sub points are coming. What are the sub points? See now, for sub points that we have used one sequence here, one line, one row that we have written here in one row, right? The same thing that you have to follow here in your exam, right? So then, so these are the sub points. For example, what are the causes of unemployment? First, rapid growth of population here, and I told you in between your note making that you have to use abbreviations here. Population, for example, I have used only the important letters, which create sound, that letters, right? So then, so this is what, wherever possible, for example, education, abbreviation, then for example, prevailing. So these are the abbreviations, minimum 5 to 6 abbreviations in between note making that you use, because this abbreviation part is different. But I mean to say that in your note making, this part that at minimum 5 to 6 abbreviations must be used. So then, after that, see now, in second main point, 2 sub-points we have written, and for the second sub-points, one sub-point is there. What is the second sub-point? Prevailing system of education. This is the sub-point. For this sub-point, we can make one more point. The point is related with this sub-point only. So that is why it is called as sub-points. Sub-point. This one. What? Prepare young population to be clerks. It is because it is related with this sub-point. This point here. Prevailing system of education. What is the impact of this prevailing? The old system of education here. What is the result? Because and result is that it creates only clerks. It means this point is related with this point. So that is why I mean to say that you can use also sub points. But once again, sub points, for writing sub points, that you have to use the space. It should look something different. So then, after that third main point, what are the remedies? Role of the government. What is the role of the government here? Once again, the government abbreviation is used, right? Abbreviation is used. So then, for this third main point, once again, some sub points are given. This is a first sub point. What is the first? Follow 5 years plan. What the government can do? Government can prepare 5 years plan. And related with this sub point, 2 sub points are given. 2 sub points are given. And our main point is that follow a 5 years plan. This is the sub point. And related with this sub point, 2 more points are given. What is? Set up many factories. This is what the 5 years plan. Set up many factories. Create more job opportunities. Create more job opportunities. These 2 points, this one and this one, are related with this first point here, sub point. So that is why it is called as sub points. And these are written after leaving some space. After leaving some space, these points are written. So then, after that second one, allow vocational and technical institutions there to set up. This is what remedies are given. Next, third sub points, it helps unskilled to become skilled. Next, revive cottage industries. So then next, fifth, give loans. So then these are the main points. First, second, third. These are the main points. And throughout your note making, that you can make minimum 3-4 points or maximum 5-6 are enough here. Maximum 5 to 6. Don't excel here. It means don't cross the limit here. Because this is the matter of note making. So 3-4 main points are enough. After the main points, sub points are coming, sub points are coming. So that is why it should look, it should seem like a note making. It should feel like a note making, not a passage here. So that is why. So then here is the end of our note making. For example, here is the end of our note making. After the end of this note making, what will you do? See now. Throughout the note making, that you can notice, we have tried to avoid the use of verbs, grammatical words. Wherever possible, wherever necessary, that we have tried to avoid the use of grammatical words. Only phrases are used, only words are used. We have not used sentences, complete or full sentences, that we have not used. If we use full sentences here, what will happen? There is a chance, possibility to reduce your marks. Definitely the marks will be reduced, the punishment will be given while awarding the marks. So do not use full sentences, only words and phrases. Again and again that I am giving the emphasis on the same thing, note making. What is the crucial thing in note making? That using words and phrases, not sentences. So then, after note making, you will do one thing. That what do? You make one box here. It means one box, one column that you can make. First of all, before making the column or the box here, what will you do there? You write one heading. Your note making is over here. Don't draw this line only for your understanding that I have done or I did. So don't draw the line. Only after your note making, leave the space of 2-3 lines space, and up to that, in the center of your middle of your page, write one heading, key to abbreviations. Key to abbreviations after note making. Leaving 2 lines space, 2-3 lines space, write key to abbreviations. Abbreviation means short forms, key that we are giving. So now, after key to abbreviations, you can make 2 columns here. First for abbreviations, first column for abbreviations, and second column for words. You can do this thing there, right? First column for abbreviation, this column for abbreviation, and this column for words. So we have used here first abbreviations, short forms. But for which word? For population that we have used. For population that we have used this short form. So then this abbreviation and its key word, complete word. So then second, for example, EDU, this short form is used for what? For education. For education. So next, for example, next one, this one is used INDTY for what? Industry. It means abbreviation, and in front of that it's key that we have to give. Complete word, full word. So after that, YR, it means year. Next, this symbol is used. I told you that we can use different symbols here. We can use, for example, this is what the rising is there, this is what the falling is there. These symbols that we can mention, no problem at all. Or we can use various symbols. For example, this one which we use in mathematics here. We can use various symbols, or positive, negative, plus, minus. If the symbol is available there in your passage, if possible for you, if the words are available, positive, negative, whatever thing, then and then it can be used. The words which you are using for abbreviations, select such words which are available in your passage. Do not use such words which are not given in your passage. Outside the passage, don't use. And one more thing, use only content words, not grammatical words for abbreviations. Use only content words. Right? So this is what minimum abbreviation carries 1 mark. So minimum, how many abbreviations are necessary for 1 mark? 4 to 5 abbreviations are must. But instead of giving 4, we can give 5 to 6. In case of any error or mistake, that we can give 5 to 6 abbreviations here. And after that you can make box. We can keep it within a box, this abbreviation. Right? So this is what? Note making. And after note making, then you write B. This is for summary writing. Summary. Then you write the summary. I told you in summary, do not use abbreviations. In summary writing, that you can use complete sentences, full sentences that you can use. And for summary writing, you can use the same points which we have taken for note making. The points that we have used for note making, same points that you can elaborate here in the form of full sentences. Same points that you can mention here in the form of full sentences here. And do not cross word limit. For note making, word limit is 80 to 100 words. The passage which is given in 600 words, 700 words, then you need to minimize the passage, that we need to break the passage within 80 to 100 words. And for that, what is necessary here? That only the main points that you need to mention in the form of sentences here. 8 to 10 lines are enough for summary writing. But again I repeat, it should comprise the main points in your summary writing there. So friends, today we have learned in detail the note making with examples, each and everything that we have seen. So for today, that's all from me. Thank you and have a wonderful day.